Thanks everyone for joining us for episode 6.
That's Tom. I'm Christy. And that's Ben.
Yeah, already
Yo.
familiar with him.
That's true. This is my second appearance now, so
Yeah,
the fans should already kind of have me dialed in.
Yeah.
Know what's
first
going on.
with a repeat.
His Instagram is Ben Sage Movement.
Ben_Sage Movement.
MVMT.
MVMT. Yeah.
You check him out. You're gonna get your mind blown. You'll be like, this guy's local? What?
Appreciate it.
All right, so I guess since the last time we talked to you, you've already been to Hawaii, like we were talking about last time. So tell us about that trip, I guess. Like, how was it getting out there?
Okay, so it's my first time solo traveling by myself, or I guess that's that's redundant. I don't need to say that. First time solo traveling. Yeah, solo traveled with other people before. Very, very smart. Okay. Yeah, so first time solo traveling. So yeah, I just get to the airport. My parents drop me off. I mean, the flight there and everything was pretty smooth. I got held up at customs for a bit because they were just kind of baffled at why I was going for so long. Like, originally I had planned going for over 2 months.
Right.
But then as I stayed in Hawaii and I already did so much and had so much fun, staying there is very expensive. So, and I'll get into all the COVID restrictions and shit later. So that obviously had a huge influence on leaving early. But yeah, so I mean, I got down there to Hawaii. I had to do a 10-day quarantine. Yeah, I had to do a 10-day quarantine. Was that when we had the last call?
Yeah, so you were going through maybe your first or second day in quarantine there.
Yeah. It was the first day. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, that was crazy doing the 10-day quarantine. That was like the first days were the worst just because I felt claustrophobic.
Oh no.
I had a lot of anxiety just because my room was so small and it was such a tease having like Hawaii right outside my window, not being able to go out.
And you do
like
parkour. So it's like such a tease. Yeah. You can't just jump from the balcony and go what you know what you do.
I'm looking at all the locals' Instagrams, right? And I'm like, they're like, yeah, we can't wait to train with you and all that. And like, oh, I still have 7 days left. But once it got past like day 6, it started to kind of just roll by. Cool. Yeah. And then I got released. And then that was really fun. Yeah.
So how did you actually connect with the locals out there?
I literally just hit them up on Instagram. Like, I just searched up Hawaii parkour, messaged quite a lot of them. Quite a few of them responded, and then I ended up just training with a lot of them out there. It was sick. Probably about 8 or 9 parkour people I trained with out there.
Nice.
And then at the end of my trip, I stayed with one of them at their house. It was Roland. Roland Nile Turner on Instagram. Go check him out. But
you want to do a couple shout outs?
Yeah, I'll shout out Roland. I'll shout out Sean. He showed me around the first couple days, like spots and stuff in like Waikiki. I met. Do you know Matt Jang?
No, I'm not familiar.
I can't go through my dialects. Yeah.
You might be following him. I don't know, but yeah, he's really good. I met him. Trained with him a bit. Um, and then quite a few other people that I didn't meet, that I didn't really hang out with, but just met kind of briefly. So yeah, um, the
Cool. Yeah.
training
Yeah.
pretty cool. Surprising. All the really good spots in Hawaii. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess it's fairly densely populated, hey, but it's not quite like a big city, right?
Honolulu is actually a big city.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, yeah. If you look at pictures, like it's a big city. They have like really expensive real estate in downtown and stuff, like pretty big,
Okay.
like skyscraper like buildings and stuff. Um, it's just out of Honolulu. Everywhere else on Oahu, it's pretty like what you'd think of Hawaii, right?
Right.
Flashy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
like you got to some mountaintops there.
yeah. That was crazy. That was like probably like definitely the top, at least top three craziest moments
Yes.
in my,
Right on.
just because it's just like you're just thinking like, wow, like this exists, like it's just crazy how like you just look at nature and you're like, holy, like it's just ridiculous that like I'm on the same planet as this and get to witness it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it
It
is
seems
spiritual. Yeah.
does it I mean I was never on that island, but when I was on the Big Island and saw all the vegetation there, it really seems like prehistoric.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it does, right?
Like the
Really
plants are
does.
massive.
Yeah, they're huge. Just it's you don't see that here in Winnipeg.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit of a shock. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's wicked. I guess the break from the weather here is another nice bonus, hey?
Oh, geez. I think I just missed most of the polar vortex that went through here. Um, there's still about, it looks like a little less than 2 weeks left of it, and then we're in the clear, hopefully.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the worst of it's
Already gone.
already done here.
Yep.
So
So what
that's
happened? What happened after Hawaii?
Um, so basically, there's a lot of different things that happen, a lot of different like change of plans that happened. Um, like I was just kind of looking up um, the um, kind of the new COVID rules every day because they're changing all the time.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, I was originally gonna go back early because I was um, spending a lot of money there in Hawaii. It's not cheap. So I was like, okay, I've already, made a video that I'm happy with and done all the things I wanted to do, like more exceeded my expectations. So I was like, yeah, I'll go back now. But then Trudeau just announced that if you're flying back into Canada, you have to get a test in Hawaii and then fly back. And then once you get to Canada, you have to get another test. Then you have to wait in a hotel for 3 days, and that can
Yeah,
cost. I think he said it costs at least $2,000 for that.
yeah.
So I was like, "Bruh, I'm not doing that." And then I booked a flight to New York because I have family there,
Yeah.
and my plan was to kind of go there and stay there a bit until things cool down and possibly work for my uncle a bit to pay off some of the trip. So I make it down to New York on the 9th of February. And then um, I get there, I stay there for a few days. Everything's going good. Then I wake up, and my plan is to to fly to Grand Forks, like somewhere really close to the border of Manitoba, and then drive across, have someone come pick me up, or cab across, right? And then I wake up, I think it's the morning of the 11th, and I see that on the 15th, you have to have a negative COVID test to pass through the border. So that means I'd have to stay in Grand Forks. And then I looked into the Grand Forks. There's no COVID testing there, like at all.
What?
I'd have to go to Minneapolis.
What?
And then I'd have to stay in Minneapolis in like a hotel. They're going to charge me like $200 a night. I'm going to have to pay for the test, I think, because I'm in the States. So, oh my gosh, I was like, there's no way I'm going to do this. So
Yeah.
I just booked the first flight out going back to Winnipeg or Grand Forks. And then, okay, so I make it to the Grand Forks on, I think it's the 13th. I fly all the way there. I had to fly to Orlando, and I had like an 8-hour layover.
Party time?
Yeah, I had a little quick party time, little quick visit.
You landed in Orlando. You did parkour for 8 hours, and you hopped on the plane, and you couldn't contract anything. Right on, man.
The Orlando night parkour video is coming soon, so. But yeah, so I get to Orlando. It was so nice being in that hot weather again, though. Honestly, I was like, oh, it's so nice. But then I make it back to Minneapolis, fly to Grand Forks. And then my dad had this plan. We've been planning this for the past few days, that he was going to come pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
We just both assumed that it would be essential travel to come pick up a family member, like a Canadian citizen.
Right.
So I land in Grand Forks. I go to the bathroom and I turn the Wi-Fi on. I'm sitting on the toilet. And then my dad calls. He's like, Ben, change of plans. I've been rejected at the border. Yeah, he's like, I've been rejected at the border. So, we got to try and get you a cab. You got to go out and find a cab, go into the border, and then I'll pick you up on the other side.
Shit, you know what I mean? Like,
so I get to the front of the airport, and the Grand Forks airport is like, it's tiny. It looks like a community center.
Yeah,
it's a community center. So I go to the front, and I'm expecting there to be taxis, right? Like at all airports, there's like taxis outside. So there's no taxis, not a single one to be seen.
An Uber.
I went on Uber, and it said no Uber drivers available. Nothing. So man, like I'm frantically panicking because I have a few options now. Like my dad's on the phone with me. We're looking up every single taxi company, and none of them are responding because they're all shut down. So this all kind of happens over the course of like 2 hours, I'd say, us trying to get me a ride. And then we start thinking about like flying back to Minneapolis, trying to get a flight back there, and then just flying to Winnipeg and dealing with the quarantine. But that was like the last opportunity I wanted, because I'd spend so much money, like another easily with the flight and the hotel and the test, easily another like $3,500. So I was like, no, I really don't want to do that. So yeah, like 2 hours later, my dad gets on the phone with me. He says that he's got one guy coming to get me in a cab.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
The dude comes in the cab. He's just amazing. He was the only guy in like a 3-state radius that could come and get me in a cab, like for real. So
wow.
This guy comes. He's a super nice guy. He's like with his wife. They've had like no cab rides in like a while, and but this is something normal for them, driving people to the border, so they know like where to stop and stuff
Mm.
once you get up there. So we'd make it all the way up to the border. I get out, and then the guy just told me like, yeah, just the cab driver just told me to just walk up to the border with my suitcase and my backpack. So I just walk over, just waltz over. I'm like, am I supposed to stop somewhere or what? And I just walk to the window. Um, I explained to him like what happened, give him
Yeah.
my passport. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're set. You can go through. And
Oh,
then that was it. Literally no question, nothing. It was ridiculous. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
yeah.
Um,
The
I waited for,
adrenaline.
sorry?
The adrenaline that must have been going through you.
Yeah, I was so scared because they threatened to arrest my dad and fine him and throw him in jail and stuff. So I was like, oh
What?
my gosh. Yeah, my dad had to drive back and give the car to my mom, and my mom had to come get me.
Holy.
Yeah, so yeah, if my dad went back, I think he would have been arrested. So
I guess that kind of makes sense because when you're going like on the way there, you're being questioned by the U.S. customs,
yeah,
right?
you're being
That's
And then
right.
on
questioned
the
by
way
the US.
back, you're talking to
It's
other
Canadian.
Canadians.
Yeah, exactly, to my own people. Yeah.
Yes. So
That's
they're like,
weird.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad it worked out. It was the 14th of February, at around 5 p.m.
Oh, it's
that
just this thick.
that I got back into Canada right before the 15th, where the new restrictions came into place. So
Wow.
it's honestly a miracle it happened. If I would have been um, one day later, or there would have been like a delay on my flight, on a couple of my flights, I would have been stuck in the States, just like
Wow.
freaking homeless. Like I don't know what I would have done, honestly.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's an adventure.
Wow, just like some bad luck away from you being a homeless person wandering Orlando.
yes. Yeah. I just fly back to Orlando and just be a homeless bum on in Orlando. It's
At
probably
least
what I
it's
do,
warm.
right?
You in Hawaii. Get me back to Hawaii. I'll be
I know,
homeless
right?
there.
I mean, the being homeless in Hawaii is pretty it's pretty intense just because the homeless people there are intense. Like they're all on like they're all really on like drugs and stuff. So
Oh, really?
yeah, they're like they're a different they're a different type of people over there. Yeah.
Not in the
Did
same
you,
survival mode.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
did you experience any of that when you're down there? Like drugs and or homelessness?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. The the first place I stayed at actually was in Chinatown,
mm,
and I felt super uncomfortable there, like walking around and shit. I got I don't know, I feel like I was always on the verge of getting mugged. Like I'd always be getting mean dogged by people and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, like that in that part of Hawaii, um like white people are considered, they're called what, Haoli? I think
mm,
Haoli. It's like a slur for white people in those areas. So
mm.
um yeah, you don't have any I wouldn't say you have any white privilege in those in those areas of Hawaii. But once you're out of there, it's totally good. Everyone's super chill. So I moved to the more expensive place in Waikiki, and that's why I didn't want to stay as long.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Huh.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, yeah. It all happened, and I do not regret doing it at all. It was really fun.
It's nice to have you back. Like I
I
was
was
curious
close to regretting it when I was like possibly getting stuck in Grand Forks. Like I was like, oh man.
of all the dirt holes. I'm just kidding. Apologize. Apologize. Missed on that.
Yeah, um, I'd rather be in Winnipeg than Grand Forks. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
Jeez, Grand Forks is like it's a couple, at least like a couple upgrades down from Winnipeg. It is a bit of a shithole. No offense to anybody that lives in Grand
We just
Forks.
lost
That's a
10,000
complete,
listeners from Grand
it's a
Forks.
complete shithole.
Uh,
Oh, it's it's nice. Just like here, it's nice in the summer, right?
yeah.
I mean, Winnipeg is really nice in the summer. Let's be real on that. It is really nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of snowmobilers out there, and I don't get it. Like, there's already a windshield, and you put on gear, and you put a motor between you and a windscreen, and you want to go like get some more windshield on you. Like, I don't get it. I
You don't
can't.
understand snowmobiling?
I just don't. I just don't like the snow
Oh,
as much as some people.
with the right gear, you can get those like heated jackets and everything.
Just
Yep,
doesn't thrill me.
right. Yeah, some
Well,
people are really into that though.
some people are like motorcycle. Yeah, I'm not into them, but I like being on them. You know what I mean? Like, I love motorcycles.
Didn't
They're
you
kind
have
of.
one?
Oh, I have two now.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
One's nicer than the other. Well, they're both nice. Whatever. It's not about me.
I want to talk about my motorcycles.
Yeah, it's gonna become a motorcycle podcast now. We're making the transition right now.
Uh,
So that's obviously like a crazy adventure. How did you find it, like going from relatively like not much training here in Winnipeg to actually back to normal kind of training? You know?
uh, it took mentally, physically, I felt pretty good, but mentally, my game was off quite a bit. Like I could feel it. So it took me about a week to get back to like 100% mental kind of
Yeah.
with training. I definitely felt it on the first few days. It was kind of sketchy and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I quickly got back into it, back into kind of full full top gear.
cool.
That's funny how it takes a bit, hey, so it's like you have to like almost, even though it's only been like a couple months or a couple weeks or whatever, you kind of have to relearn your own limits again.
Yeah, yeah, it's relearning your own limits. Um, a couple a couple months of just being inside, like that does a lot. Like even if you're working out and staying in shape, not training the mental part of parkour, that's the
Yeah.
most important part.
Agreed.
That's definitely the most important part because if someone has like a pretty weak body and like they just don't condition at all on whatever and don't really take care of their body, but their mental game is like the highest it can get, they'll always be like light years ahead of someone who conditions a lot but doesn't really,
Yeah.
just isn't at their fullest potential, you know?
Agreed.
Seen that, yeah, and been there. Yeah. Back in the day. Oh, pardon me. Hold on a second.
Oh, water went down the wrong tube there.
Just
Cold.
a gob of spit.
Oh,
um, yeah.
So
And now you're here, and dang, thanks for coming back. Like, I would hate for you to be stuck down there. Like, man, that's just like. I would have tried to help you as much as I could, but like, there's only so much limits when a pandemic, you know.
remember Tom? I texted you. I was like, "Bro, can
yeah,
you?"
yeah.
That was at my most desperate point
When,
when my dad was like, "Just ask anybody in your contact
yeah,
list
when
to
I
see if
got there, I was
anybody."
like, oh damn, this must be serious.
It
I'm
was
like
serious. Like I was actually
texting
serious. I was
like,
like,
are you okay? Like, what's going on?
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." Oh
And then
man,
can you get to the border? Because I'm like, I don't think I could get into the States right now with the restrictions,
I can't.
right?
which obviously was the case.
But yeah, like that's the thing. I was like, I only needed someone to go to the Canadian side of the
Yeah,
border and pick me up, but it can be kind of sketchy. Like for someone like you or whatever, like when a family friend didn't want to do it because if for some reason I tested positive for COVID, then they'd have to go contact tracing and then you'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks and all of that stuff, right? So
Yeah,
it's
I
complicated.
didn't even wasn't even considering that. Actually, it was like,
You see?
yeah, if I'll go down there, if you.
And that's
If
the
you
mentality to beat COVID.
appreciate it, I appreciate it.
Yeah. The mentality is don't let that cortisol get all built up and make yourself susceptible. It's just react. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Someone needs help. Let's do it.
Yeah,
You know, kind of thing. Yeah.
Adapt and
That's
react. Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
humans do best, right?
We try to do it best. Yeah, our best. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to keep calm in those types of situations.
So when you're
oh,
going out next?
When am I going out next? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Um, I
Did
guess I
you call
have.
Jesse or say let's go hang out? Like, what are we going to like?
Am I already like training with Jesse?
Yeah.
No, I've no, I'm actually taking this kind of seriously because the or I am taking this seriously because the people just called today, the contact tracers, making sure I'm doing my quarantine. They're
oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, if you don't comply or you lie or whatever, you can be charged like it's like $700,000 or something. Like I'm
They've
like,
got eyes
no,
on
wow.
like nah, I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna survive. I think I have 12 days left now, so I think it should be fine. And then
you. Good. Well,
we'll
good
see
for
from
you.
there.
Yeah, 12 days to chill out a bit.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Um, I'm trying to get back into my workout routine though now. Um,
That's what I was gonna ask.
yeah, I've just started today actually, so we'll see how that goes.
What kind of work like training are you doing for that then?
Well, today I've just
Weights?
started off with doing pull-ups again, weighted pull-ups, push-ups, and weighted push-ups. So
Mm.
that's all I've done today.
Good on you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and get my grip training back into routine on my grip board.
Oh yeah,
hmm
that's
So yeah, I
that's a big one.
definitely feel a bit weaker upper body wise after my trip, but not a lot. Like it'll
Yeah,
take me max a few days to get back, I think, to 100% strength.
yeah. It's different. Hey, like when you're actually training, you're not doing those same reps anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, in terms of your legs, my legs felt the strongest
Yeah,
um, at the end or whenever I'm doing parkour. I mean, your upper body can suffer a little bit, but nothing major.
sweet. So, I mean, I guess you're stuck inside for the next 12 days, but do you have any plans or goals for the rest of the winter here?
Um, oh man, I hope there's not much of a rest of the winter once I get out.
Or
Um,
maybe by the time this airs,
Yep.
winter might be done.
right? Hopefully. Um, I think no, I'm not actually sure if I have any goals. Um, I guess once it's springtime, I'm probably just gonna try and get back on a YouTube upload schedule. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe I might try doing like weekly videos again, kind of like Team Fat does. I like their videos. I want to do that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's for
yeah.
sure. So
I know we'll have to be as a team to as a group to get on that as soon as as soon as it's
we should
possible to train outside.
really do that. Do like I would really want to do a group training vlog every week. I think that was fun.
So if people watching or listening, if you've already seen one of those group training videos, that means we did it.
Right?
Exactly.
Exactly. We did it. Yeah. It was pretty hectic last month and a half.
Well, it's nice to have you home and chill out for another 12 more days and then see what happens in that time. Like, you never know, there might be another gym, like the gym, uh, quantity or per person might change by then. So I see
Right.
everyone at the gym, right?
Well, actually, the private parkour lessons have opened back up its ratus. So after this, I'm gonna be booked to do. I'm gonna be able to start working again, which is sick. So, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Cool. Well, keep us involved in that. Like,
Yep.
like I knew they built some new structures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Cody built like a new structure or something, so it looks cool.
I think that's what I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Sorry, Tom and I did that both at the same time. For the people that can't see, it's like we both he scratched the belt behind his ear and I scratched the side of my nose.
Have you
Not
guys talked to
intentional.
Tyrion yet?
Yeah, not intentional.
What's that?
Have you talked to Tyrion yet today?
He's tomorrow.
No. Yeah.
He's tomorrow. Okay.
A later episode. Yeah.
Damn, that one's gonna be intense.
Really? Like camping?
Yeah.
Just the
Intense.
camping.
Tyrion is an intense individual, so I'm excited to hear that one.
Tyrion's awesome. Yeah, he's I remember I remember meeting a lot of our everyone in the community for the first time and it's always been like, I don't know, I was probably so stoned, but I mean like it's just to see people now, it's just awesome and to be a part of that and like still stuck around and you stuck around and Tyrion stuck around and everyone stuck around. It was kind of neat, like a lot of people go their own ways and even when we get older, like Tom, right? Like when I get older, we kind of veer off and the life things are more important, but it's kind of cool to see people with their passion still doing it.
It is. It's really cool. Like you see a lot of people, right? Like when I started training in Winnipeg,
Yeah.
now you see a lot of people like, and you're still following them on Instagram, and they have new passions and stuff now, and they've completely moved on from parkour. And then
Mhm.
yeah, like you said, you see all the people that still have parkour in their lives, and they're still trying to actively pursue it. So it's cool to see people's journeys.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that'll be a big thing in the parkour world in the coming years of, people finding other aspects of it to be involved in besides being purely an athlete,
Mm-hmm.
just we'll get itself sorted out, just like all lots of other new sports, right?
Yeah, you mean
So,
like ways to sustain like a lifestyle, like to make an income through
yeah,
parkour?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Getting into,
Yeah.
definitely some. Yeah, there's going to be new ways. Like it's just going to keep growing. I think, hopefully.
yeah,
I feel it.
that's the
Mm-hmm.
goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That'll be cool to see people making money like off of kind of yeah, just off of things that are kind of um, traditionally you wouldn't make a lot of money off of. But um, I mean, it's all supply and demand. Hopefully, there will be more demand for parkour in other areas, and people can capitalize on that.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
individual sport sometimes, like not like hockey, you don't need a team. Just need like
Right.
possibly a good pair of shoes.
Right. Yeah. It's really
yeah.
just a good pair of shoes,
Yeah.
and I guess
The
you need underwear, probably some sort of.
yeah, some sort of yeah, you know what I
Everyone,
mean,
yeah,
like
everyone, of course, needs their Sage t-shirt
apparel.
and
Sage
other
shirts. Yeah.
apparel to do parkour. That's a requirement.
Sage is some boxers. That would be nice. I will wear them.
Boxers.
Have to get on that.
Yeah. Yes.
That's funny. Shoes would be nice one day. I don't even know what to go with that, but like maybe
That's
just buy the Vans ones and just put our labels on it. But whatever.
That's a cool idea.
I just thought of it right now. So.
Just find a shoe that already works and just kind of
Completely rip it off.
slap your logo. Yeah.
Just pay them a little extra. Like if we sell so much, you get a little chunk, and who really cares how much we make off? Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. I gotta talk to Tom about it. Yeah, I usually ramble like this, and Tom's usually like, "Whoa, slow down! You can't go
Rambles
that
on.
far."
But if anyone listening,
Talk about motorcycles. Talk about motorcycles again.
if anyone listening actually knows anything about making shoes, then let us know.
Let us know, please.
Right. Yeah.
Really neat. Anyway.
Well, should we wrap it up there?
Let's do it. That was some good time.
45 minutes in. Nice.
Sweet. So, yeah, anyone that's watching on YouTube, like that, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're listening on one of the podcast apps, rate it. Anything, share it. It'll help us. And you can follow Ben at Ben_Sage Movement.
Yes, movement. Yes, Sage and then MVMT.
So that's on Instagram.
Yes.
And you can follow us at Sage Movement. Again, MVMT on Instagram. Or ourselves, I guess. Personally, mine's Tom at Tom.SageMovement. And
XIE Christy _Sage Movement.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Is that it? Is that it? Am I saying the right one?
Yeah, no, you got it.
Follow us, like us. All right.
Well, it was good talking to you guys.
Say goodbye here. And peace.
Shock them.
We'll catch up with you then.
Okay, peace, guys.